West Point, the working man's town in Project Zomboid, the town that nobody who's first starting out wants to start out in because they are absolutely terrified of it. It's also probably the coolest town to start out in because it has the most options. Moldraw probably has more storage space, more building materials, more things like that. West Point, I feel like, is a better all-around town, though. It's got all of the modern amenities. It's got the bookstores, and it's got the schools, and it's got the police and the fire departments, and it's got the neighborhoods, and it's got the multiple gas stations, and it's got the gun store, and it's got and. West Point just has it all. So here we are with our Best Bases series, West Point Edition 2025, Build 42. My name's Tim. I'm glad you guys are here. Let's go ahead and move on to the first location.
So the only real advice I can give to a new player that has made the maniacal decision to start in West Point, the most populated area in the early game or of the spawn points, is to stay close to your initial spot. I'm going to run around here a little bit. Don't extend much beyond the initial 3 to 5 buildings. Loot them, go very carefully from one spot to the next. Find somewhere that has curtains and that has an upstairs that you can store a few things in. Gather from house to house to house and just build what you can build. The early game is not ideal for new players in West Point. It is not a perfect town for new players. It is very, very heavily populated. I'm playing on a no zombie map here so that I can show you guys some places. But for the new player, I honestly just can't recommend this town. Until you've got a little bit of experience under your belt, you really should be starting in Rosewood or Riverside or Moldraw or even Echo Creek. They're all pretty well. Moldraw's a little bit harder than the other three, but they're all pretty well evenly distributed as far as how you can take care of things. West Point is just thick, and I mean thick with Zeds usually. So this is not a good spot to start, but if you are a noob, the best thing I can say is find your initial spot, your initial spawn spot, find out where you are on the map. Here's another example, a little area of some suburbs. Keep these 4, 6, 8 buildings that are in your surrounding area and just lock it down. Lock it down. And once you've got that small area locked down, then you can start expanding a little bit. Go from one area to the next. That's where you're going to start really seeing some areas of improvement in your gameplay in West Point and your just ability to enjoy the game. When I was locked into only starting in 1 or 2 different areas and only playing in those areas, I wasn't really having that much fun. And the more I was willing to just get out there and recklessly die to figure out what I like about this game, the better off I've been. So yeah, stay in one area, find what you can find, do what you got to do, and then slowly expand from there. So once we get into some other base options, then we're going to really start seeing what West Point has to offer. So it is not great for the new player, but there are a couple of really good options for players who have been around for a while. And I think I'm going to come up with a few here that you guys might not expect. Now, the food market to the east of town, downtown proper, is a really, really cool place because one, you're loaded up. You are loaded up with goods on the ground floor. And it is right down here on the southeast side of the map. You have easy access from here to all of the businesses, which is great. It is going to be a little bit thick. But if you're willing to slowly but surely work your way through this area, and you're willing to do a little bit of stealth in this area, you're going to find a really cool place here in the back. This staircase is the only way to get upstairs that I know of, and it enters into this hallway, and there are 2 unconnected apartments up here, and they're both quite spacious. This one has roof access, which is really cool. You could drag a bunch of dirt up here and farm for all I care. That would be pretty rad. But if you go right outside this door and get your carpentry up to level 5, you can build a staircase and then pipe some water in from a rain collector on the roof. You will be golden for water. This is a really, really cool place. Plus, you can build staircases down on adjacent buildings and just have all sorts of different odd access to this building. So this is a lot of fun here, and the adjacent building over here on the right is also very good. Plus, you can knock a wall out in that bathroom in the top corner or in the bedroom in the top corner and connect the two. like I did in my Brandenburg video, which I might link here above. We'll see if I think about it. I'm really bad about doing that. We'll point up here so that editor me remembers to try and do that at this time. We'll see if I remember though. So yeah, I think On Top of the Food Market's a really cool place. It's downtown, it's centralized, you've got all your food options, so you're just stacked as far as, plus there's a Gigamart not far away from here either. And yeah, it's a neat place. It's a neat place. Plus, if you want to get real goofy, you could knock a wall out and expand the second or the third floor from there over to here, where you've got some pretty rad office space up on the second and third floor, and you've got roof access on the third floor, I believe. Plus, I checked after the fact when I wasn't recording, but there's a pretty sweet basement down there with like 4 rentable office spaces down in the bottom. So yeah, pretty rad area, worth checking out. Pardon that, I was thirsty. Yeah, definitely worth checking out. Plus, you got several different water dispensers up here, and those are 50 liters apiece, so they last for frickin' ever. And you always gotta love balcony access and upper roof access, because what's not to love? You never know. They might put like pilotable helicopters in down the road. You never know. You never know. In fact, I'm pretty sure there are those and I'm pretty sure there are like GTA style mods with those. Now, we've got another cool option here, and this is the American Tire Store to the far, far, far southeast of town. This is like on the road south to Muldraugh and north to Louisville, way over here. But this is the car enthusiast's dream. This is a really, really cool place to base up. One, you're a little bit isolated, so once you kill the crowd that is in the immediate surroundings of the building, you're golden, and it can't do anything to you. Like, there's just no crowds in this area. Like, they migrate up and down the highway a little bit, but unless you're obviously out there, they're not going to do anything. They're just going to walk by. This place is stacked with car parts. This place is stacked with equipment to rebuild. All sorts of welding stuff, all sorts of car stuff, all sorts of mechanical stuff. And then you got a bunch of storage in the back, too. And one really cool thing about this area, or this building, it's got an upstairs office that doesn't have housing in it, but you could very easily drag a cot or a sleeping bag even, or a whole bed, because it's pretty easy to just take apart a bed and carry it places in this game anymore. But yeah, look at all the storage space back there. That's rad. And then you got this giant, 4-car repair shop? I guess 2 big vehicles, but you could squeeze 2 into each bay door there, I think if you really wanted to. So yeah, this is kind of like the car guy's dream. This is like the traveler's dream. This is like the person that's going to be going between all 4 main towns and Louisville. And then you got your little mini kitchen back here too. There's no sink, but you could very easily drag a sink in, like pick up a sink from a nearby house and just carry it over, set it down, pipe in some water, knock a wall out right there underneath that, or next to that clock on the wall. Put a rain collector out there and pipe it in, and then slap a bed up here. Move these 2 file cabinets, slap a bed right there in the corner. You're set. Some storage up here. You're good to go. Get yourself like an antique stove. You're set. This is a cool place, and I like the oddball places. I like the urban-based locations a lot. I am going to do a rural base series here coming up soon. I included the McCoy estate in my Muldraugh base, even though it's pretty far out of town. I could have included a couple of out-of-town ones in this one too. We are going to get onto the plain Jane, the vanilla West Point option here in just a moment. But yeah, pretty exciting. I like this one a lot. This one's a lot of fun. Now, last but not least, you get all the way far to the west of town and you see these dirt trails. And you go a little bit further, as if you were heading towards the riverside along the river, and you will come to this road. And this long, lonely road will get you all the way to the isolated 3 mansions in the corner of town. Now, these 3 mansions are about as vanilla of an option as West Point recommenders can give. These have been good recommends since way back in the day, but you've got the pond here for fishing, so you're in good shape there. All of these buildings have top floors that you can knock a wall out of and put a rain collector on and pipe in. This one here happens to be a survivor home, this playthrough, which is really amusing because there are no Zeds, and I'm given a whole bunch of weapon options here. But we've got garages, we've got basements, we've got top floors, we've got river access in the back, We've got pond access in the front. This one's actually got a really rad basement, which is sweet. You don't always get good basements, but this one's really good. It's got a bedroom, a bathroom, game room, storage, all sorts of shit down here. So that's a really, really good find. And then this house, this is the one I like the most out of the three. One, because it's like centralized, and why is it? Oh, all the curtains are pulled because it's Survivor Home. Freaking weirdos. Anyway, this is my favorite of these three mansions, mostly because it butts up to the river in the back, and you can do some fishing. Although I've only fished like 4 times in this game ever. It's just not something that appeals to me. Ooh, a pickaxe. If this was a real run, this would be cool. If this was a real run, I'd have all sorts of good shit here. So yeah. Anyway, guys, this is kind of my vanilla option. This is the boring option. I like the food market top floor the most. Those 2 apartments up there, I think that's the coolest base. But I'd be lying if I didn't say that it's pretty fun to do the auto parts store too. So yeah, West Point bases. I am going to do, let's see, the next bases series. Let's see, I'll probably do Riverside next, and then I'm going to do a combo Echo Creek Ekron. And then I'll do a Brandenburg, and then a separate Irvington, and then probably a rural option. So there's still 5 or 6 more in the basis series. Thanks for being here. Gaining subs again. I appreciate it. Like and sub if you haven't yet. My name's Tim. I appreciate you all.